Joan, it's great to meet you. Tell me a bit about what you are doing here in Washington.
Well, first let me say what a pleasure it is to meet you and how happy we are here in Washington, D.C. to have you. What I'm doing, among other things, is working with Partners for Peace. We conducted what we call our Jerusalem Women Speak Tour every year. We've been doing this for about 11 years now. Our next tour will be coming up this fall. Our 16th tour, we bring an Israeli Jewish woman, a Palestinian Christian, and a Palestinian Muslim speaker. The interesting part about the panel is these are women who speak English well enough to be understood by an American audience, and they all never met each other before they arrived, so that they are in a situation where they have to learn about each other and be able to present the issue in a way that makes their stories, their own personal stories of life under occupation, both on the Israeli side and on the Palestinian side, in the West Bank and in Gaza, understandable to an American audience. And we think that person-to-person human compassion element is the important thing that we stress.
Yeah. And what's the outcome of this? Why have you done it for so many years? You obviously think it's good and it's achieving some objectives.
We have brought our speakers to more than 38 states, and of course we have 50 states here, so we still have some territory to cover. This particular tour coming up in the fall will reach U.S. audiences in the South, North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia. We focus on college campuses, we focus on community centers, we focus on religious organizations, Jewish, Hebrew communities, Muslim, Christian, and non-religious communities, because we feel that it's very important for Americans to hear the personal side of what's going on over there. What we're getting from our media is telling, in my opinion, a very distorted story, and we want the real story of the real people and their real suffering to be heard.
Yeah. And so I imagine the women who come over and they're sharing their story, those stories don't necessarily coincide. An Israeli perspective would be different from a Palestinian.
Absolutely right. And the problem for most of the Israeli participants, of course, is the militarization of their society, what happens to them within their family as members are sent into the military service of the country, the cost to the country, both the human cost and the financial cost, very much as we feel here in the U.S. with people being sent out to war in other parts of the world. There's always an impact on the individual who goes, but there's also a heavy impact on the mother, the wife, the daughter, the sister, other members of the family and community who are left behind.
And how does this initiative impact the women in America who participate in these events? What is the general feedback?
We found that not only do we have receptive audiences, but we have receptive, active audiences. Many of our audiences, as I've already mentioned, are either university students, high school students, journalists, local newscasters, because we always focus on the media too in every community. And also other people who are active within the communities who then, understanding more deeply the human suffering that's involved on both the Palestinian and Israeli side, are able to continue bringing the message as they understand it within their own community.
Do you get opposition to what you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. We have had doors closed. We have had the inability to bring our speakers to places that we would like to speak, mostly because there's opposition within the, I'm sorry to say it, but the organized community, the AIPAC type, well-focused, well-organized, and within the Jewish community groups, synagogues and so on, who do not want to hear what our women have to say. We also have opposition from others who find the whole situation distasteful. The topic is not something that they want to deal with because they're either afraid of it or they feel a distance to it. So we're constantly trying to overcome those barriers. Another form of opposition, of course, is criticism at the events themselves. We do a lot of Q&A. We're very interested in engaging our audiences at the personal level through questions and answer periods and discussion periods. So it can happen there too.
Yeah. And your website is?
Partners for Peace.
All one word.
.org. One word. Partnersforpeace.org.
Thank you very much, Joan. Thank you.
Thank you.